Hey, welcome to the Doc Rides channel. Today we're up in Miramichi. This is a bit of a extreme adventure on the Yamaha Viking. I actually went hunting this morning and just looking for grouse and that kind of thing. And I thought I would share some video because this may not be like real extreme terrain. Well, this obviously isn't that we're on right now. But it actually does get about as extreme as anything that I would ever care to ride over. And I just thought I'd make a few comments about the performance of this relatively utilitarian side-by-side. I do, this is a bad habit and not encouraged by Doc Rides by any means, but I do smoke a pipe once in a while, and if you hear me puffing away, that's just I'm trying to keep it lit while I do this voiceover. So this is out, I won't say exactly where, because they just kind of give me permission to use their land to hunt on, but it's one of our neighbors owns all this, and we had a really dry summer, but you can see it just got, we got sort of torrential rain for about 24 hours, sort of around the same time as the hurricane was hitting Florida, so we can't really complain. But there are ponds and rivers and things that kind of overflowed a little bit. And so this ended up being quite soupy and quite deep. I mentioned last time I have 27-inch wheels or tires on this machine. Comes with 25s as standard, I believe. I did that really when I bought them. I was thinking predominantly that I would just get a little bit more ground clearance, and it definitely helps with that. But the tires I have are Kimpex Trail Trooper 2s, I think, something like that. Anyway, they're basically like Maxxis Bighorn type tires. And I got to say, I am super, super impressed with the performance in soupy material. So I did some pretty nasty hill climbs today, drove all over all kinds of terrain, and we're just looking for grouse. The one thing I will say about the Viking 700, the engine's really loud. It needs a quieter exhaust for hunting. The grouse are really spooky this year. I think because there are so many predators. There's piles of foxes, and for the first time since I've lived in New Brunswick, I'm seeing coyotes this year. So I found that I think they can hear this thing coming from a mile away. Usually grouse, they call them like ditch chickens, right? You can drive right up to them in your truck and people just get out and shoot them. I did get one this year. Normally I'd get 2 or 3, and that's all we usually would make one meal out of them. And all I do, I breast them out, and then I fillet the breasts and make like chicken cutlets, basically grouse cutlets, and do an egg wash and fry them. And my son calls them KFG, Kentucky Fried Grouse, or MFG, Miramichi Fried Grouse. But he loves them. I don't really like eating stuff that I shoot and clean. I don't know what it is. Obviously some great footage here where I dropped the phone on the seat. It was, there was a moment here where I'm pretty sure I thought I saw a bird and I got out of the side-by-side to collect it. But yeah, and then probably didn't realize the phone was on. Anyway, this hill, the video doesn't really show it very well, but it's really steep. Probably 30% grade, 35% grade. And I just put this in 4-wheel drive and it goes through absolutely everything. It's a fantastic little machine. So I think if I'm going to do anything with it, I might put a new muffler on it. They do have a quiet version of this. It's like a slip-on muffler that decreases it by a couple of decibels. I'm not sure if that'll be enough for hunting. But other than that, I got to say, like, I was worried I'd get the belt wet, that it would start slipping, all that stuff. because I was in water right up to the doors, and a little bit of water did actually get into the bottom of the vehicle at one point, but I was high and dry. Like, I never, despite the deep water, I never got wet. I never got muddy. I'm still actually sitting here doing the voiceover. I'm wearing the same clothes. It's the same evening as I was hunting. I gotta say, New Brunswick is awesome for this kind of stuff. Usually I'd come back here and I wouldn't see anybody. I did see one guy on an ATV, and I'm not 100% sure about the landmarks and where I'm supposed to go. So I didn't want to like go on his land or anything and get yelled at. So I just kind of turned back and went this way. But yeah, it's a cool spot. There is a lot of hunting. Like in moose season, that was a couple weeks ago. Oh yeah, this is a good example of that soupy stuff. It's just like slick mud on the bottom. That was kind of a smaller one, but yeah, I've gotten stuck on it on the four-wheeler before. But this, I didn't even wear boots. I just I have quite a bit of faith in this machine. What the hell was I talking about there? Oh, the hunting and stuff. Yeah, so people have like land marked for moose hunting and that kind of thing. And I actually saw a bunch of apples in one place, and I don't know if they're trying to bait bears with it, maybe. There is a black bear hunt here. It was just showing how much water got in, not much. And I did clean the gun afterwards and oiled it. Because normally I'm walking with the gun, but this is like miles and miles and miles. So I wanted to cover as much ground as I could. And I also like going for a ride. You know, I don't have my motorcycle up here. And I just thought, I'll use the side-by-side and have a nice day of it. One thing I have noticed since putting on the bigger tires, I'm not sure if it's the tires or not, but my gas mileage is not as good as it's sort of claimed to be. But I think obviously I've added some weight to the machine. I'm also, 240 pounds. Which may affect mileage. It's a 700cc single cylinder in the Yamaha Viking. But yeah, it's not terrible. Like, I did all this, and the gas, I hate the gas gauge. It's only 3 lights, like 3 bars basically. And one of them was gone by the end of this. It was full when I started. And I filled it up, but it used, I have I guess it'd be a 20-liter jerry can. It used about half of it, so 10 liters maybe. Seems like a lot. But having said that, I went out this morning at, I'd say it was around 9 a.m., and I came back home and it was noon. So that was 3 hours, 10 liters in 3 hours. And I was riding most of the time. I did get off and walk a few little trails. But yeah, this has been just a really good machine. I do miss a four-wheeler, like the kind that you ride like a motorcycle kind of. There's something about them that is more fun. But this was certainly a lot more convenient for going around with a gun and carrying stuff. And then I had to refill my firewood up on the deck for our fire pit, or not our fire pit, our fireplace in the camp. And man, the four-wheeler saves you a ton of time doing that stuff. So, overall, I'd say it's a tool and a toy, and it's really good at both. I'm so surprised. When I went out looking for something, I was looking for something older, but more fun, you know what I mean? And I'm so glad I got this one. It's other than it being loud, it's pretty much perfect for its intended use. And I have fun. I don't really care if I get a bird or not. I actually hate shooting them. I do enjoy hunting, though. Like, I really do enjoy it. But I don't know. I don't like killing. That's the only part I don't like about hunting. Yeah, this is just kind of coming out through clear cut. And we're getting close to the end of the video, but I thought mostly I just wanted to, just let you know how good this thing was, how surprisingly good it was. At one point, I got kind of tangled up in this swamp, and I was a little nervous it wouldn't get through, but I just put it in four-wheel drive, and it was no problem. So anyway, like and subscribe. When you subscribe, it does really help the channel. Oh, this is just a little place where I walked, and it was very pretty, so I took an extra video. Anyway, we'll talk later. Have a good one.